Hi everyone, I would like to... Раз, два, три. Hi everyone, I would like to introduce my group members. First of all, I'm Camila and...
My name is Jean. Hello.
My name is Aida.
My name is Jabon.
My name is Ahmed.
Tales from folklore abound on our dinner plates. We live in a world of bizarre beliefs about what we put in our mouth, from the milk monster tale to the curfew on after-dinner snacking. Food deserves more than these ridiculous limitations, as it powers our everyday experience. This is why these myths exist. Let's explore why. Maybe it's a social media fad, or a hint from our great-grandmother kitchen, or even a coming marketing gimmick. It's true, though, that debunking these stereotypes opens up a wealth of advantages, such as better knowledge of other cultures and healthier societies. Food fair stalls can go, and we can embrace a healthy, stress-free connection with the things that feed us. In this video essay, we are going to answer the question, how do myths of food affect people's mind? The main argument is that food myths significantly influence individuals' dietary choices and attitudes toward food, ultimately impacting their mental well-being. Food myths have a big impact on attitudes and dietary decision. First of all, people's decision can be influenced by misconception regarding the healthfulness or unhealthfulness of particular foods, which frequently results in imbalanced diet. Second, social behavior and food choice can be influenced by myths about the social implications of food, such as the idea that particular food are associated with a particular status. Last but not least, food myths that are supported by advertising and marketing can lead to misunderstanding about the health advantages of particular foods, which can affect dietary practices and purchase decision also. These myths have a real impact on people's eating habits and mental health, regardless of whether they are based on social, health, or marketing context. Our explanation of food myths reveals a tangled web of influence that shape our dietary choices and relationship with food. Three key themes emerged: the myth of magical health foods, the social cost associated with food, and the persuasive power of marketing.
Firstly, the myth of magical health foods, exemplified by the misconception of brain food, highlights the potential for misinformation to distort dietary choices. While specific foods like fish may offer long-term benefits for brain health, they won't turn us into instant geniuses. This aligns with Buttress' observation that over-focusing on individual foods can lead to unbalanced diets. This emphasizes the need for promoting a holistic understanding of nutrition where a variety of healthy options contribute to overall well-being. Secondly, the social aspects of food myth demonstrate how our perceptions about status and class can influence what we eat. Agresian's observation about mimicking the behavior of those perceived as more attractive or popular suggests a subconscious link between food choices and social acceptance. This raises concerns about potential peer pressure and the development of unhealthy eating habits to conform to social norms. Highlighting the importance of self-awareness and developing personal preferences based on nutritional needs can empower individuals to navigate these social influences. Finally, the power of marketing and advertising in perpetuating food myth underscores the need for critical thinking when bombarded with claims about miracle diets or products. Hicks' point about visual food cues triggering desire resonates with Nova Scotia's observation about social media's influence on our food choices. This highlights the importance of media literacy in promoting reliable sources for nutritional information.
For our research, we conducted a survey and interview among KIMAP University students and interviewed nutritionist Shumareva Ekaterina Alexandrovna from Gasla Clinic.
Мы выделили 5 главных вопросов, касаемых питания. И первый вопрос это по поводу того, что правда, что от мучного и сладкого люди чаще всего толстеют. Миф это или же правда?
Это не совсем так. Существуют многочисленные исследования, показывающие, что если в пище очень мало жира, человек как минимум не поправляется, даже если он употребляет мучное либо сладкое. Вывод о принципиальной нежирогенности углеводов является центральным в современной диетологии. На основе высокоуглеводных и маложирных режимов можно строить эффективные и легко переносимые режимы поддержания веса.
Итак, наш второй вопрос. Еда после 7 часов вечера – это прямой путь к ожирению? Правда же это или миф?
И опять-таки это не так. Время приема пищи имеет меньшее значение, чем общее количество калорий, потребляемых в течение дня. Увеличение веса происходит, когда мы постоянно потребляем большое количество калорий, переедаем, чем нужно нам на самом деле. Сосредоточиться на качестве еды и прислушиваться к сигналам вашего тела о голоде – вот более эффективный метод для похудения.
Наш третий вопрос касаемо диет. Если человек хочет похудеть, правда ли, что нужно ограничивать себя во всем, или же это миф?
Но в первую очередь правильное питание – это не ограничение всего. Речь идет о принятии сбалансированного выбора. Жесткие диеты и крайние ограничения, они неустойчивы, могут нанести вред вашему здоровью. Чем больше вы сидите на диетах и худеете, когда вы перестаете сидеть на диетах и ограничивать себя в какой-то там еде, то вы набираете еще больше вес. Вместо этого надо сосредоточиться на контроле порции потребления продуктов, богатых питательными веществами и внимательном отношении к общему потреблению калорий.
Наш четвертый вопрос касаемо детокс-диет. Правда ли, что они выводят токсины из организма, или же это больше миф?
Но относительно детокс-диеты могу сказать, что эти диеты обещают вывести токсины из нашего организма, но научных доказательств, утверждающих этого, мало. Наша печень и почки естественным образом очищают организм от токсинов. Вместо экстремальных планов детоксикации надо сосредоточиться на сбалансированной диете, соблюдении гидратации и достаточном количестве сна.
Наш заключительный вопрос касается потребления красного мяса. Правда ли, что потребление данного типа мяса вредно для здоровья человека, а также затрудняет процесс снижения веса, или же это все-таки миф?
Но будь то красное мясо, свинина, курица или рыба, они содержат некоторое количество насыщенных жиров и холестерина. Но также они содержат и полезные вещества, необходимые для здоровья – белок, железо, цинк. Употребление постного мяса, которое явно не содержит жира, в малых количествах, наоборот, станет частью программы для снижения веса.
Благодарю вас за ваше интервью. Много полезного узнали.
As for the interview, we interviewed 5 random students from Kimab University to find out their attitude to food myths and how they affect them.
Do you think that food myths play a role in the development of disordered eating patterns, and if so, how?
Yes, for example, there are a lot of myths about food, bad food and good food. So if you eat only good food, for example, salad, vegetables, you can be like, yes, a healthy diet, but if you don't eat another food like meat or some sugar, you don't have some like vitamins or proteins to improve your body.
Can you share how myths about certain food influence individuals' dietary choices and habits?
The first myth about food that I know is about apples, that apples are not good to eat before you go to sleep, because they in this case they will bring you more calories than they usually do. And also the second one is about carbohydrates, that all the carbohydrates are unhealthy, but it's also not true, because there are a lot of carbohydrates that are vice versa healthy and needed for our organism.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
From this, it becomes obvious that these students share examples of how myths surrounding certain food can influence people's dietary choices and habits. They mention how beliefs about certain food being good or bad can lead to restrictive eating patterns or guilt associated with consuming certain food. This demonstrates the power of food myths in shaping individuals' behavior and attitudes toward food. Moreover, when we ask about food-related myths that have a significant impact on mental well-being, the students mentioned myths about carbohydrates. They explained that demonizing these nutrients can lead to anxiety or guilt when consuming them, ultimately affect mental health. The students also discuss how myths about superfoods or trendy diets could influence individuals' willingness to explore a balanced and varied diet. They highlight how these myths can create unrealistic expectations to persuade you ahead to specific diet trends, potentially leading to discover eating behaviors. This underscores the importance of promoting a balanced, approach to nutrition and debunking myths about certain food. In addition, it was mentioned by students that many people believe that starving is the best way to lose weight. Usually, after losing weight by starving, people tend to gain weight again faster, which is not absolutely normal. Overall, the students promoted valuable insight into how food myths can affect people's mind and behaviors. These responses shed light on the terminal effect of these myths on mental health and underscore the importance of promoting balanced and evidence-based approach to nutrition.
To better understand the situation, our group also conducted a survey, not only among university students, but also among people of other ages and social statuses. The questions mainly focused on whether and to what extent people believe in food myths. In this paragraph, we analyze the main questions that will help us answer our main question: how do food myths influence people's mind? Most of the participants, 44 and 4 to be exact, answered yes to the question: have you ever avoided eating a certain food item based on a myth or misconception about its health hazards? But interestingly, when we asked, have you ever changed your eating habits based on information you've read or heard from unscientific sources, 51% of people answered no. An equally important question is, do myths and misconceptions about food cause health problems? To this question, most people also answered yes. The survey also found out which myths people believe in more, and that myth is fat makes you fat. Our group was also interested to know people's opinions about the media, more specifically, the degree of its effectiveness within our question and whether people would trust this information at all, and the largest percentage of our participants, namely 44 and 4, answered not very much. Overall, after conducting the survey and analyzing all the responses, we came to several conclusions. The first thing we came to is that people do know about myths and their impact. The second thing we found out is people's attitude towards the myths. The results of this survey show that most people do not believe information about food from unverified and scientific sources. Many participants are aware that myths and other misconceptions about food can lead to health problems, so they check them with reliable sources or consult experts before believing them. In conclusion, we can say that myths about food exist. People are quite well informed about them, but not all, but rather a smaller part of people believe them and use them in their lives. This is what we found out from the survey. To summarize, we have found out that many people know and understand the existence of myth about certain foods. These people are aware of the influence of myth on food choices and their consequences. But we should not forget that not all people know about the misuse or dangers of some products. There may be several reasons for this, such as people's belief in magical healthy foods, the influence of social media on people's minds and opinions, and the persuasive power of marketing. All these factors greatly influence people's minds, which in turn leads to incorrect understanding of the dangers or benefits of a particular product. In addition, an interview with a nutritionist showed that you don't need to limit yourself to any diet. The whole point is that you need to be able to balance and control portions, food combinations, and the number of calories. A survey of KIMAP University students and people from other walks of life and different age categories noted the negative impact of this myth on people's mental health and the necessity to promote a healthy and evidence-based approach to nutrition. Moreover, the findings on how food myths influence people's mind can be applied to this issue in Kazakhstan and to the broader topic by understanding the influence of misinformation and cultural beliefs on people's attitudes towards food. In Kazakhstan, where traditional diets often consist of foods high in fat and sodium, myths about the health benefits or harms of certain foods can influence people's food choices and overall health. By acknowledging food myths in Kazakhstan and beyond, people can make better, more informed decisions about their food choices. This can lead to improved health outcomes, reduced stigma around certain foods, and more positive attitudes towards foods in general. Debunking this myth can help combat negative cultural norms and promote greater diversity and inclusivity in food choices.